I thought this thing had went live.
Commission will be in order. Chair thanks the commission for its endurance and patience. Are there any issues relative to the counties listed on the screen at this time? Seeing none, we'll scroll to the next screen, please. Commission will be in order. Commission will be in order. Will the chairs of Transylvania through Yancey County please quickly check and see if there are concerns? Are there concerns from division will be in order. So the chair acknowledges at this time a recorded based on the head counts, the pre-election head counts of the county chairs or their designees. A recorded overvote for Alexander County, Avery County, Durham County, Arnett County, Iredell County, and Pender County. As well as a potential overvote from Granville County. The raw data did not suggest that, but the chair of the county suggests that. A potential undervote indicated by Richmond County and Guilford County. So we are doing a little bit of math here very quickly. And actually, I'm going to need that math probably from the Credentials Committee. Again, if Mr. Barber will quickly approach. Pretty Marsh County, so it's hard to go. I just didn't make sure this was not that way. Mr. Chair. So right here. Mr. Chair, to your left,
Wayne Yates, Sonzo County.
Recognize the gentleman.
Wayne Yates, Sonzo County. Mr. Chair, due to severe inconsistencies in this vote, I request that we move to notify this vote.
Chair, the chair, thanks to the gentleman. Again, a couple hundred years of experience allows Roberts to address most potential issues, including the potential of overvotes and undervotes in a vote. Under Robert's Rules of Order, if a overvote or undervote is noted, the chair then investigates if it is possible that the demonstrated undervote or overvote would have affected the outcome. Then the election has to be held again. The chair is having the Credentials Committee count, assuming, for example, every one of the challenged counties voted differently, which is actually not the case. Checking to see if there are enough votes at question to have affected the outcome. If not, then the parliamentary instruction is to accept the results. So we're doing that math right now. The chair thanks the gentleman. And once it is ascertained, if there are enough potential weighted votes in play to have affected the outcome, the chair will order the election. If not, the vote will stand as recorded. So we're doing due diligence at this moment on that matter. The chair thanks the gentleman.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chair.
Recognizing the gentleman.
Mr. Chair, just
Please state his name again.
Rick Smith, Randolph County. There is another election to be held for vice chair. While we resolve these issues for counties, can we go ahead in fairness to the next election and begin that election process?
The chair thanks the gentleman. Again, so if it's Gran, G-R-A-N, Randall, if the two nominees for chair agree to allow us to open nominations for vice chair, the chair would believe that would be at this time a valid option. Can I get the parliamentarian to go find the two nominees for chair and ask if
Mr. Chair.
willing to allow that?
Mr. Chair.
Recognizing the gentlelady.
Jane Mullins, Trans-Canadian County, point of reference. Thank you. Due to all the irregularities, it almost sounds like we're deciding to accept how much error or fraud that we would accept.
The chair thanks the gentlelady.
Did people hear that? Did people hear or no? I'm sorry.
Mark?
People here said that they didn't hear what I had said.
Technically, what the gentlelady said was out of order, so that's okay. Mr. Chair. Yes. Mr. Chair. The chair is informed that both nominees for state chair declined to allow nominations for vice chair to be open at this time. So,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Recognizing the gentleman.
Mike Sauer, Guilford County. I just added up the total
The
percentages.
gentleman suspended this moment. A couple things. One, again, the convention please be in order. And two, if delegates would please, it appears these are not omnidirectional microphones. So if delegates would attempt to speak directly into the mic, that would be helpful. Recognizing the gentleman.
Okay, Mike Sauer, Guilford County. I just added up the percentages for the totals line, and I get 99.1%. So I was just wondering why they don't total to 100.
Is someone able to answer that question? Someone's checking the math on that right now.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, gentleman.
far right.
Recognizing the gentleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Gary Robinson, Iredell County.
Will the gentleman please speak directly into the mic?
I'm sorry. Dr. Gary Robinson, Iredell County. Two points. Since there are only about 10 counties that have one vote difference, okay, even if we excluded those 10 votes from the totals, there's no reason that this election can't be finished. Second point.
Gentleman will suspend. The election is not conducted by raw vote, but by weighted vote. And so that's the calculation that's being done now. The gentleman is correct about the raw vote. However, election based on the party plan is by weighted vote, and therefore that has to be determined first.
Second thing. Excuse me. So I've researched what went on in our county. There were originally 27 people in our county, and one left. That left 26 when the time came to count the actual members or delegates eligible to vote. Okay, 27 votes were actually cast because one of the persons, a person who left, voted after they left the auditorium. Okay, so since the internet is everywhere, okay, how can you be sure who's voting?
The procedure we used for that was the procedure that the gentleman just explained, called the overvote. And which county is the gentleman from?
Iredell.
Yes, and so that has been noted, and the votes from Iredell are currently not being considered until we need to revote Iredell, or if it's concluded that the vote totals are inconsequential to the result, then there will not be a need to revote.
Mr. Chairman, my problem though is that a person was able to vote and they weren't in the auditorium. And that's because the internet is everywhere and our voting over our phones is done via the internet. So there's no magic metal box here that we're voting in.
Chair, thanks the gentleman first.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
There was a point of information earlier. There's a point of information earlier asking why the total was 99.1%. And here is an answer to that question.
The percentage was off because the total weighted vote for each candidate was being divided by the total voting potential for the entire body as a convention. Since some counties did not have a delegation or vote at all, it resulted in an under 100% result. That number has been corrected and is now underneath the total weighted votes for each candidate. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chairman, Chris Weaver, far right, far right. Chris Weaver, Person County. Since we're having such a difficulty with this type of system counting, I would inquire if it is, if we can get the numbers from the Tillis censure, since we seem to do that so well. Can we get those numbers, are those results that count available? We had aides walking up and down each side, tallying up, that number should be written down somewhere. Is it possible to get those numbers? Thank you.
Yes, the vote in the Tillis censure was 799 in favor, 361 against.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on your left. On your left. Right here. Yes.
Yes, recognize the gentleman.
Yes, this is Tamara Parker from Buncombe County. This is my first convention, and as I have no confidence,
Convention be in order.
as I have no confidence in the election, I move to an immediate move to vacate Michael Watley as chair. And a vote of no confidence in this election.
The chair will again point out that no motion is in order during the conduct of the election. Good, thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Chair.
Recognizing the gentleman.
Ronnie West, I'm from Cleveland County.
Please speak directly to the microphone.
I'm sorry, Ronnie West, I'm from Cleveland County. I don't want to stop the finalization of this vote, but I would like to call for a quorum count before we go on to anything else.
Chair, thanks, gentlemen, and we'll say reserving the right for a quorum count. We will do that immediately upon the completion of this election. Chair, thanks, gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, to your right, Clark Porter, Guilford County. You mentioned the point of information about the certain ballots would be kicked out of the system that may have been accepted that are illicit. Could we get a report from credentials, how many of those have been kicked out, from which machines, and from which counties?
The chair doubts it could be from which machines, because as most likely they came from phones, but
All right, guys, I believe Watley won, so regardless of what happens.
Can any of the tech people give us an indication of how many
It's Trump
yes
dinner time.
votes were moved out of the system? If so, can you please get that information?
More than likely, but there's stuff like
Did the vote come out? No.
It's pretty much Watley.
I mean, even if.
Even though they're griping about it.
Even if they redid like the total number
It's
of
Watley.
questions, there's no.
But it'll give you enough gripe for people to go, he is that legitimate.
That's
And I was like, come on, people.
Ask somebody that got robbed 4 years ago.
What gets me is people on one issue, like, oh, you can't get the election right. Let's get rid of him. I'm like, oh, what's his name? Let's censor him. It's one issue. Watley. They'll gripe about it, but it's Watley. I love your little plug there. I love your plug.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's next week, Candace. I should come to it.
Come on, yeah, you're invited.
Yeah, I need to come to it. I guess I'll look on your page. I'm sure you'll have it listed.
It is. It's listed on
It's
there.
pretty much Watley. That one.
Downstairs, yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out a way to make it official.
Just go ahead and make it official. Tell people gonna gripe about it regardless.
Exactly right.
No matter what, they were griping beforehand.
They still have this block.
Yeah, because they're doing the you got to go through a big line of metal detectors. So I'm going to head over there now. Get in line. Sad thing is they can't even get to the rest of the stuff at all. Like they should have went ahead and did all the nominations and stuff beforehand. Then did the voting all at one time.
Well,
But then again, they say the rules are different. Like if the person loses, they can actually put in for a nomination for the second chair. But they won't even get to it. They need to suspend it, go to this dinner, come back.
so you're gonna lose a quorum.
Well, they already lost quorum. Everybody's gone.
Well, it means we can't do business.
I know.
I don't know what they're gonna do. It's gonna be interesting.
It's crazy. Now I want to blame Watley, but I mean,
You be here tomorrow? I'm coming for the prayer.